Yeah, definitely it's grown quite a lot since last time, so it's starting to spread.
On this episode,
We maybe have to try and remove that part of the jaw that contains the tumour. It's actually looking a lot bigger than I initially thought it would. It's a very nasty looking thing. We're going to have to take reasonably big margins on this, which means a lot of tissue, a lot of bones and teeth to ensure that we get all that cancer out.
I'll just sneak in here and dart him.
My heart is thumping. I'm in a small space with a very, very big cat. This thing could kill me in a second.
Just don't wake up.
but first,
Pulse is not strong. What is going on with this dog? I think it's time to open him up. If I leave it, he could die overnight. Ooh, yow! Look at that.
Wow.
Good girl, little Schwester. Good girl.
Excuse me, Rob, I've just had an emergency come through.
What's happened?
This is 9-week-old Chico, and it's American Staffy. She has been elsewhere, extremely lethargic.
He's pale.
Hot to touch. They didn't perform any x-rays, nothing's been done.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
in Sydney, little Chico has been rushed in to Rob. The 9-week-old pup is extremely unwell.
It certainly feels hot all right. Pulse is not strong. And the abdomen, this upper quadrant, feels really weird. Bouncing off something in there. Okay, 39.6, it's up a bit. It feels hotter than that. It feels really hot. And look at this lymph node, there. The lymph system fights infection. The nodes are right through your body, scattered through to help fight any infection. If they're all up in an older dog, severely up, you worry about cancer. In a young puppy like this, first thing I'm thinking of is infection of some kind. You look a little bit sad, baby boy. This guy's just pretty flat. It's got a bit of a temperature. It's inflamed lymph nodes, very pale gums. So we want to find out what's going on. Is it an infection, or is it something inside him that's wrong, like a foreign body? Let's ultrasound pup straight away. This thing is just flat, staying there, perfectly still. Doesn't want to move too much. Obviously in a lot of pain. What's that? What is that? That foreign material inside there or not? There's his liver. What is that? That is... Just keeps coming up consistently in that spot. Because they said he hasn't eaten for a few days, so what is going on with this dog? Let's get some x-rays and see if that adds more to the story, eh? Okay. Hold on there for me. He hasn't eaten, so what's in the stomach? It's full of something, and there's lots of gas in the large bowel. What's going on with you, baby?
All right, let's go.
Audrey is at Sydney Zoo and way out of her comfort zone. Instead of domestic cats, Audrey's going to be tackling two of their more powerful, dangerous predatory cousins, cheetahs.
They don't look so big from this far away. Although I do see cats every day, this is a little bit different because they're big cats. They've got sharp teeth, they've got sharp claws, they're sheer size, and I'm a little bit nervous to be so close to them.
Audrey's patients will be 6-year-old males Obi and Akiki, who are getting their head-to-tail annual health checks.
Wow. You can see the cheetahs walking around and moving around, and you can just see they're built to be predators. They're muscly, they're fast, their teeth are really, really strong. It's not the typical cat I'm used to.
Audrey will be working alongside zoo vet Creason.
We've got 2 cheetah in there, so Obi's a little bit more anxious, so we want to get him done first, make sure it's nice and smooth. So you're going to go and grab the dart gun now.
Creason will need a steady hand and calm nerves for the first dangerous task, safely darting nervous cheetah Obi.
So first you choose your darts, and we just need to make sure that they're working properly. So you always test them. You never want to dart the animal and then realize, oh, my dart's not going to be working. I'll just sneak in here and dart it.
Yeah.
Okay, dart's in.
It will be a tense few moments as the team waits for the dart to take effect.
If this animal gets too light, he could potentially bite us. And if he gets too deep, we could potentially lose him. So there's a bit of stress here because I haven't done a cheetah before. He's twitching.
Audrey, I'm just checking. So just using the broom just to check. And he is not reacting. I'll go in now. Good.
Yep.
Now everyone is on high alert. If Obi shows the slightest sign of waking up, the team is in extreme danger.
Audrey, you gonna come in?
Yep. Now I'm starting to get nervous. This big cat is going to come out into the van with us at the back. It's getting very real now.
This is the part Audrey is most anxious about, sharing a confined space with a deadly big cat.
My heart is thumping. I'm in a small space with a very, very big cat. This thing could kill me in a second.
Just don't wake up.
What is going on with this dog? In the stomach, it's full of something.
In Sydney, Rob is still struggling to pinpoint exactly what's wrong with extremely unwell pup Chico.
Turn them around.
Rob's hoping an X-ray will provide some fast answers about the little dog's worrying symptoms.
It's confusing because they say he hasn't eaten for a few days, but looks like there's something in that stomach. A lot of gas in the large bowel right through. Certainly something's going on. Let's get some blood from him, run that fast, and then decide about surgery. I'm still baffled with the X-rays. There's a lot of gas and fluid in the large bowel, and there seems to be all this stuff in the stomach and in small intestines. And again, this dog has not eaten, but it hasn't passed anything either. So is there something blocking it? I am not sure. You've been a good boy. No puppy normally would stay this quiet while it's having blood taken. It's certainly not an American Staffordshire. Poor old Chico, he's very quiet. So we're going to rush the blood through, see if it shows anything terrible, and pending that final result, we'll go to surgery.
Emergency surgery will be a last resort if the blood test results fail to provide any vital clues about Chico's mysterious illness.
Doesn't make sense. White cells are normal with those big lymph nodes. Red cells, well, yeah, okay, expected a bit of we've got a lot of anemia there. Kidney count's up a little bit. Everything's up a little bit, like calcium, phosphate and glucose. All the other enzymes are normal, but it's not giving me a revelation of where the problem is. I think it's time to open him up. I don't want to lose him.
Good girl. So we're going to go inside. It's going to be okay.
In Melbourne, anxious owner Tara is making an all-important return visit to see newest Bondi vet member Matt with her beloved Grey Hound Daisy.
So about a month ago, we noticed that Daisy had a bit of a growth on her mouth. We wanted to get the biopsy done. We were told that it could be cancerous, so we had to sort of prepare ourselves for that possibility. Yeah, you're such a good girl. Hey.
Tara's desperately clinging to the hope that test results will show the lump that Matt discovered in Daisy's mouth isn't cancerous.
Hey, that's a good girl.
Daisy and Tara, hi, how are you going?
Good, good.
Hey, sweetheart. It's all right. Just nervous, aren't you?
Yeah, nervous Nelly. So because of Daisy's sweet nature, she's also very shy.
We're going to help you out today, don't worry. This way, sweetheart. Good girl.
Come on. In we go. Good girl.
Daisy had a small lump around one of her teeth on her lower jaw. When I looked at it, it was obviously some kind of a mass that, shouldn't be there. The majority of the masses you can get in the mouth are not friendly. So how's things been since our last visit?
It's looking a little bit more angry, a little bit larger. So
Yeah, I can see from here it already looks a little bit bigger, and we've got a little bit of bleeding there too. Has that been happening at home?
yeah, there's a bit of blood happening at night, especially.
Yeah, definitely it's grown quite a lot since last time. I can feel it swelling down here below the jaw, so it definitely is growing and starting to spread.
3 days ago, Matt took a sample of the worrying growth and sent it off for urgent analysis.
The results have come back. The pathologists think it's a squamous cell carcinoma. This is a kind of cancer that we sometimes do get in the mouth. No cancer is a good cancer, but this is one that we do need to intervene in. It can start invading tissues around the mouth.
Daisy is going to need major surgery.
We maybe have to try and remove that part of the jaw that contains the tumour. Good girl. The rate this cancer seems to be growing, if Daisy didn't have surgery very soon, the cancer's going to invade a large portion of her mouth, and as it grows, it will grow exponentially, and before you know it, it's going to be painful for her, and eventually it's going to affect her ability to consume food and survive, and she's going to start wasting away.
You're going to be all right, sweetheart.
Poor little girl. We're going to help you out today.
Be good for me, Obi. We're going to be there soon.
At Sydney Zoo, it's a short, bumpy and extremely tense ride for Audrey and fellow vet Creason.
Nice and calm and relaxed is important.
They're anxiously monitoring a 50-kilo anaesthetised cheetah en route to the zoo hospital for the young male's annual health check.
You can go straight, it's fine.
It's the first time Audrey has been this close to a killer big cat.
That's a van ride I'll never forget. I know what it's like to be bitten by a cat. In fact, my cat's given me a few swipes and a few bites, but I cannot imagine what it would be like to be bitten by one of these things.
Obi will be kept under anaesthetic for as short a time as possible.
Gosh, it is huge.
So the head-to-toe checklist must go like clockwork.
It's a big, big list to get through. I've got one chance only to do this.
Okay, go.
It's all go, go, go. There's no time to be nervous or scared now.
It's exciting. We have a cheetah on the table. We have to move quickly now, don't we?
It's a very heavy head here.
Audrey, I'm just putting him on 1%.
Okay.
Isoflurane as well.
Stakes are definitely a bit higher than a domestic cat. He's got some big teeth there. We start off with his claws. They're huge.
They're almost like studs and around his shoes.
Yeah.
That's why they're so fast.
The nails don't retract like a normal cat. They semi-retract.
And they've got pretty hard foot pads. It's not as soft
it is
as
much
other cats.
harder than a cat.
It's literally like a tire.
So they tend to go a little bit blue in the tongue.
It is going a bit, yeah. But we'll,
Do you want any breath?
we can give him a breath.
Oh gosh. Was that a blink, guys? So the blink reflex is kind of throwing me off a little bit. They still have that blink. That freaks me out.
So these are those massive carnassial teeth that we talk about in carnivores.
Yep.
So we're making sure it's nice and clean and there's no signs of infection. He's got really good teeth.
Just wow. Next step is x-rays.
No, skull.
Skull?
Okay. Skull.
And x-rays in a big cat is not easy. We've got to make this milk crate tower with a bar across the top so we can hang the x-ray machine and get it into the perfect position. And we've got to get a couple of views because we've got to take this whole cat. X-ray. Very happy with those. The x-rays look great.
Cheetahs are prone to life-threatening kidney and liver conditions, so ultrasound scans are a vital part of today's checkup.
That's fine, that looks good.
Very good. And then
Let's
you'll take
see
some
if
urine.
Get some urine. Okay, got that.
Good bill of health.
Obi's health check has gone smoothly, but now they need to safely transport the dangerous big cat back to his enclosure before repeating the process with the second cheetah. No one can relax.
Here we go again.
Audrey, can you sit up?
Yep.
Keep an eye on him. He's on gas again.
So far, so good, Obi.
Yeah, definitely it's grown quite a lot And that is a little bit concerning.
At the Port Phillip Animal Hospital in Melbourne, Matt is shocked by the rapid growth of Greyhound Daisy's mouth cancer.
It does look like it has gotten quite a lot bigger. It's a lot more vascular, so we're getting some bleeding there, which is concerning because a cancer with a good blood supply is fast-growing cancer.
Daisy needs urgent surgery, which will involve removal of a large section of her jaw, and recovery will be challenging as she adjusts to a dramatically altered mouth.
It seems like it's grown quite quickly, and it seems like she's quite sensitive and painful around it already. So I think that, we may have to take out quite a bit of that jaw to make sure that we get it all. We're going to have to be, reasonably aggressive. Most of these lumps will require removal as soon as possible to stop them spreading.
It's not the news owner Tara was hoping for.
A bit shocked, a bit overwhelmed to be honest, but I know that she's in really safe hands with Dr. Matt, and we've been really happy with the care we've received here, so I'm just got to be hopeful for her. Good, well done.
Fortunately for Daisy, this isn't one that's end of the road, but this is one that we do need to intervene in. I just think if we're not aggressive now, we might lose our opportunity to get on control of this while it's still...
Definitely want to nip it in the bud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If we delay it too long, we're going to end up having to take the entire half of that jaw off, which is obviously much more traumatic for Daisy and less chance of getting all of the cancers.
We'll see you really soon, okay? We're going to take good care of you, okay? I love you, my darling. Bye, darling. You'll be fine.
Come on, Daisy. Come with me, sweetheart. Come on. Good girl. We're going to give her plenty of pain relief and plenty of cuddles and just make sure that she's best taken care of as we can. Ready to go now, nice Daisy? You look very relaxed.
I know, she does, doesn't she?
With Daisy fully anaesthetised, Matt can get a better look at the extent of the nasty tumour.
It's actually looking a lot bigger than I initially thought it would. It seems to be stretching right down into that bone. So this is a very timely procedure to be getting in here. It was a little bit of a surprise. The comment from the pathologist said that the cells didn't look extremely aggressive, but certainly the gross appearance of this cancer just seems to suggest otherwise, and that it is growing quite quickly. So we're going to probably look at cutting probably here and back here. So it may even be more like sort of 3 inches or more. It's a very nasty looking thing. We'll go and we'll take a couple of quick x-rays of that jaw. We're going to have to take reasonably big margins on this, which means a lot of tissue, a lot of bone, some teeth to ensure that we get all that cancer out. X-ray. This is about where the cancer is. So we're going to try and remove back to here and up to here. We're going to try and remove this portion of the jaw to make us feel a little bit better. It's never fun to do these aggressive cancer surgeries on dogs, but the downside is if we don't do it, she's really going to suffer and her life's going to be very much shortened.
It doesn't make sense. It's not giving me a revelation of where the problem is.
In Sydney, Chico's blood test results have come back inconclusive.
I think it's time to open him up.
Rob must now perform emergency surgery, fearing whatever is wrong with the 9-month-old pup's intestine could prove fatal.
Hasn't gone to the toilet for a couple of days, hasn't eaten for a couple of days, nothing's going on that's correct about him. The problem is if I wait and he has an obstruction, he could die overnight. Now, I'm not into that. I think only real option is let's find out, let's open him up and just see what's going on inside. We may find something, we may not. That's the truth. But leaving him like this, too dangerous. The unusual thing with the bloods were, this dog's got big lymph nodes, sign of infection. So it could be a severe infection that's got hold of him very fast and his body hasn't even been able to react in 48 hours. If I'm wrong and he doesn't need a full surgery, I can just sew him up, he'll be okay. But if it is mechanical and I leave it, he could die overnight. Tell you what, looks angry. Yeah, there's something in here, in this large bowel. Lap sponges, please. There's definitely something there. Fiona's telling the truth, and this puppy hasn't eaten to the best of her knowledge. Certainly swallowed something. It's in pieces. Ooh, yow! Look at that.
Wow.
We're going to try and remove this portion of the jaw to make us feel a little bit better.
In Melbourne, Matt is about to perform radical surgery to remove a rapidly growing cancer from rescue dog Daisy's jaw.
It is going to be very challenging because if I don't get those margins, then we're almost back at square one and the chances are worse that the cancer may have spread.
The shy 9-year-old Grey Hound has won Matt's heart.
She's a lovely dog and she's come up through the Grey Hound adoption program and found a nice family, and it'd be horrible if she didn't get to live out her full life now that she's on Easy Street.
It's going to be an anxious wait for devoted owner Tara.
I feel a bit nervous leaving Daisy here today because it is such a major procedure that she's going through, but I also feel confident that she's under really good care.
So what I need, Michelle, if you can try and hold this lip as far away from the jaw as possible so I can make an accurate incision.
As Matt begins the delicate surgery, he's feeling the pressure.
We've got a big blood supply, which means big blood vessels, arteries and veins that we're going to have to deal with. There's also, as you can imagine, a lot of nerves in the mouth that tell the brain how we're eating, what we're tasting, all these sorts of things, and we're going to be obviously cutting through those.
Pretty brutal, isn't it?
Yes, pretty brutal. We're going to have to get rid of all the soft tissue, and then once we've done that, then we can drill through the bone and remove the whole chunk of cancer and the surrounding tissues, hopefully with good margins. Can you pass me that drill? So that's the artery that's going to be the problem. All right, so this is what we've been after, that. So we've got about 1 centimetre or so behind it, and we've got more like a couple of centimetres in front of it. So hopefully that's enough. Nasty looking thing. I'm a little bit surprised looking at the jaw, just how deep into the bone the cancer's gone. I may just take a little bit more bone, just because the caudal edge of that sample just looked like it was a little bit close to the tumour, and I just want to make sure I can sleep tonight, that I know that I've got enough. Even if we leave a few cancer cells, they're going to multiply, and sooner or later we're back in the same position with another big cancer there, which I don't think Daisy wants, and we certainly don't want either. So that's that part done. I'm a bit more confident now that I took that extra little piece. That'll just help me to sleep a little bit easier at night. You doubt until you get the pathology report back, and then sometimes you still doubt a little bit more. So the jaw finishes here now. That's the end of the jaw. And back here, the jaw starts again. So we've lost that portion.
As a precaution, in case the cancer has spread via the lymphatic system, Matt's also removing the lymph node at the back of the jaw.
Michelle, have you got that pot? So this lymph node is very small. It doesn't look like a lymph node that's being taken over by cancer cells. And I really got my fingers crossed that the lab doesn't find anything in there. So you've done pretty well there, Daisy.
Before Daisy is moved to recovery, Matt's taking another X-ray.
X-ray.
All good?
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so this is the after X-ray. This shows us the area of bone we've taken. So we've removed the cancer and then a couple of centimetres in front and behind. That's it, wake up time, rise and shine. Look, I'm pretty happy with the surgery on the whole. We closed everything up, it looks reasonably tidy. I do know that within a few days, Daisy's going to be in a lot less pain than she was today, so I feel good about that, but I'm still going to be nervous waiting for that email to come through from the pathology. That's a good girl, stay nice and warm. Got that horrible cancer out, here's hoping you feel very much better soon.
We're nearly there, Obi. Just stay asleep for a tiny bit longer.
At Sydney Zoo, Audrey and vet Creason are once again making a short but nerve-wracking journey in the back of a moving van with big cat Obi.
We opened up the first meal, it's fine, and the second one's quite stressed out.
The young cheetah has just undergone a full health check.
We're near the bitey end.
And the team wants to reverse the anaesthetic as quickly as possible.
Got reversal on you?
Yep, got it.
Syringe, yep.
Go.
It's time to make sure Obi wakes up safely.
Yeah. And we're just letting him get rid of all that anesthetic gas because he's blowing it out.
Obi's brother is keeping a close eye on the action, unaware he's next.
Yeah, so we just note that time, Audrey.
Yeah, 9:16.
You can pull up your stretcher. You can see his breathing has increased, it's getting nice and deeper. So he is getting a bit lighter.
Good morning.
So we'll keep an eye on him. I'll just go get the other dart ready and load.
With the vet team safely out of the enclosure, Obi is beginning to stir. They can now shift their focus to Akiki.
Yeah. Akiki's watching Obi.
Okay, all good.
The team must work quickly to make sure Akiki doesn't become distressed by all the commotion.
You can see what's going on.
If his adrenaline spikes, there's a chance the anesthetic dart may not work.
He was more fixated on Obi, so it works in our favor. He was worried about his brother, but he's probably going to go down soon.
Fingers crossed Akiki behaves just as good as his brother. As a team, we've got to work super fast because every minute under general anesthetic is a risk. Okay, Akiki, so far so good. Good boy.
Let's go, we need to be quick. Cheetahs are prone to a few diseases. This is why we're doing these checks, to make sure that they don't have early starts of that.
The team must complete a thorough checklist, from the big cat's terrifying teeth to his impressive tail.
They always save this job for the newbie.
Creason has lined up a special finale for Audrey's first cheetah experience.
Now it's time for the all-important test, the fecal test. So here we go, got to get my glove on, get a good fecal sample for Creason. We've almost finished. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you can't let your guard down. Okay, one more van trip to go.
It's been a tense few hours, and Audrey is relieved this is the final trip inside a small van with a potentially lethal big cat.
I've got the reversal.
Very happy with how everything went today. We got all the samples we wanted. We've given our cheetahs a clean bill of health. Okay, just remember the time we're giving.
10:38.
Audrey performed amazingly. She was really calm and relaxed, and everything went perfectly well.
Oh, so that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Two and a bit hours, and we've done both of them. Good bill of health. Good job.
Yeah. Thank you. Every day's a new exciting adventure for us here at Sydney Zoo.
This whole experience has been amazing, just to be up close and personal with cheetahs, have a look at their teeth, and look at how everyone as a team works together to make sure everything goes smoothly. Good boy, you're waking up nicely. As much as I've enjoyed myself today, I still wouldn't want one of those big cats in my van. Do you think you heard that? I hope not.
Certainly swallowed something. It's in pieces. Ooh, yow! Look at that.
Wow.
In Sydney, Rob has finally located the mysterious object that seems to be blocking Chico's intestine, making the little dog critically unwell.
So whatever this is, we hope we can get it all out in one piece. It feels very long. Oh, still coming. Ooh, look at that. Just ripped a bit of towel off something. Eaten the whole thing. Swallowed it whole. Typical American staffy, they want to play, they grab something, they rip it and they want to swallow it. Yep, he's done that. Somehow he's got a piece of material from somewhere and swallowed it. It could have balled up into one ball and blocked everything. It didn't do that. It had been completely blocked. Everything would have been over in 24 to 48 hours. Okay, let's sew this intestine up and get out of here.
Rob is hugely relieved he's been able to save little Chico's life.
Before surgery, this puppy was, I think he was going to die. You know, very quiet, pale gums, bloods weren't good, nothing was good. I think now he's got a damn good chance of surviving him. I'm very happy with it. Okay.
a rough day, hasn't it, sweetheart?
In Melbourne, rescue greyhound Daisy is now fully awake after Matt performed major jaw surgery to remove a nasty cancerous lump.
You all set to go, sweetheart? You go see your mummy?
Devoted owner Tara has spent an anxious day, worried about her special girl.
I can't lie, my day has been a little nerve-wracking, just waiting for the call from Dr. Matt.
Here she is.
Daisy, hi. Hello, gorgeous. How are you feeling?
Been so brave.
So good. She's such a trooper. Look, it looks a bit confronting, but I know that after the stitches come out and everything, she's going to be having such a better quality of life. So I feel really grateful.
So she's gone really well. Obviously she's missing a part of her jaw just here.
Yeah.
So it may get a little bit swollen. No, don't panic too much.
As Daisy recovers, she'll also have to get used to chewing differently.
Look, the dogs are very, very good at moving food around their mouths and chewing on one side if one side's painful or has some dental disease. There'll be a short period of adjustment, but I think that she'll cope really well. Soft food, as soft as possible, so she doesn't have to do any chewing.
I think Daisy is very keen to get home and get on the couch, get snuggled up and have a bit of chicken.
So we'll be getting the lymph nodes back in a few days. I'm fairly confident. It looked very small and unreactive, so I'm hoping that that's going to come back pretty clear. The bone will take a little bit longer. They have to decalcify it, so we're probably looking at a week or more until we can get results back from that one. I think we're all going to sleep a little bit easier knowing that that cancer's not in there growing anymore.
Thank you so much.
No, that's no problem. Hopefully she's jumping forward in leaps and bounds and there's no holding her back now.
Let's get going. Good job, honey. Let's go. Good girl.
Jimmy, we need to have a little bit of a talk about your scratching situation.
In Bondi,
Hey, don't eat the rug.
Kate's new housemate is causing havoc.
Oh my goodness.
3 weeks ago, Kate discovered Jimmy living in a cattery in her hometown of Canberra.
It was like love at first sight. I knew what kind of cat he was. When I got him, I felt like as though the moment I patted him, I thought, this cat's mine. Jimbo, that's what we'll call him. We're going back to Sydney.
Back in Bondi, it wasn't long before Jimmy began to show his true colours.
Don't. He just went at my face. Oh! And split my lip open. And that was the first, I guess, hurdle in our relationship. Now, Jimmy, be nice to Benny.
Kate's 14-year-old golden retriever Benny is also under siege.
You don't own this couch. Benny you need to share. You two? Sharing.
Jimmy's also wrecking Kate's furniture.
Hey, don't eat the rug. Hey, don't eat the rug. Jimmy is a total destroyer. So I went out and I literally bought him like 4 scratching posts. He's got them everywhere. I tried to encourage him to use these scratching posts and he never uses them, ever. We just can't live like this with you destroying everything in sight. And people, no. Dogs, couch. This is just not gonna work. Like, I don't know actually how to stop this. Come on, mate, this way.
Finally, Kate's come up with a plan to end Jimmy's reign of terror, and it involves a visit to the vet hospital.
Hi, I've got everybody. Jimmy and Benny.
Oh, Jimmy, what are you doing?
So I've got this problem with his scratching, but I do have a solution. I don't know how this is gonna go. You know that he gets really stressed. Oh, hey buddy. Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy little. What I'm actually gonna do is put some nail clips on him. It's a bit like having your nails done. He's gonna hate it, but it is gonna be amazing. It doesn't hurt him, it doesn't affect him. It's going to mean that Jimmy can't destroy my furniture, or me, or anybody else for that matter. We're just gonna give Jimmy an anti-anxiety. It's not a sedative, it is just an anti-anxiety. I know Jimmy, he gets really stressed, and I don't wanna put him through that. There you go. Okay, see ya. Back in your bag. See you later, kid. But what I've learned about Jimmy is that his anger comes from a place of stress. So when I know that, I feel for him. All he wants is for someone to love him and love him unconditionally, and that's me.
An hour later, it's time for Jimmy's makeover.
Whoa, he's a bit wobbly.
The first step is to trim Jimmy's razor-sharp claws.
He's really relaxed, he's calm, he's definitely not carrying on like a pork chop. Go, like this, get his claws clipped. I have wanted to do these nail clips for ages. I've seen them on the internet before and I've never had a chance to actually use them before. Jimmy was the perfect candidate. I feel like this black colour is great for him.
Yeah.
So this is a first for all of us. So look at them, they're nice and soft and there is going to be no furniture scratching.
Oh, look how cute.
Despite the anti-anxiety medication, Jimmy's patience with his pedicure is wearing thin.
He doesn't like me playing with his paws. He's giving me some warning signs saying, you continue and you will get nailed. Don't bite. On borrowed time.
Okay.
We need to be quite quick at getting this last one on because Jimmy is having enough. Jimmy is getting way sick of being here. He's like, I've had enough of this. He was pretty tolerant at the beginning, but towards the end he is starting to lash out and I can start to see his anxiety come through.
Good boy. Good boy. It's okay.
And on. Look at you with your little black nails. Look at your little, look at these.
Oh, you're handsome.
Don't like it, do you? Are you okay there?
Ooh, yow. Ugh.
6 weeks after Rob performed life-changing surgery on pup Chico, removing a dangerously long piece of cloth from the pup's intestine,
Ooh, look at that.
the young dog has made a full recovery. And his diet now? Definitely food only. No more pieces of dangerous cloth are on the menu.
If you guys loved that video, great. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below. That way.